Buried Truth, uncovering the dark past of Christopher Dale. The polished oak coffin of Christopher Dale gleamed under the harsh fluorescence of St. Mark's Funeral Home. To the somber crowd filling the pews, colleagues from the prestigious law firm of Harrington Pierce, neighbors from the manicured lawns of Willow Creek Estates, even the mayor. He was a pillar, brilliant attorney, devoted husband, until cancer took Margaret 5 years prior, generous philanthropist. His sudden heart attack felt like the foundation of their comfortable world cracking. But Sarah Dale, Christopher's only child, stood apart. Not just in her grief, sharp and raw as broken glass, but in the cold dread coiling in her stomach. 3 days before his death, a registered letter arrived. Inside, a single sheet of her father's precise stationery bore just 7 chilling words. "You are no daughter of mine. CD." No explanation, no signature beyond the initials. Just a brutal disinheritance finalized hours before his fatal collapse. The inheritance of doubt. Back in the oppressive silence of her father's immaculate Tudor home, her home now, according to the previous will, Sarah felt like an intruder. The scent of his pipe tobacco lingered, a ghostly accusation. Why? What secret festering in the heart of this seemingly impeccable man could provoke such a final, cruel act? Driven by grief twisted into desperate need, Sarah began her own investigation. The study, his sanctum, held the first clue. A small brass key taped inside his ancient copy of Blackstone's commentaries, labeled simply Unit 117. The storage unit, Maple Creek Storage, Unit 117, smelled of dust, damp concrete, and forgotten things. Inside, stacked haphazardly, were boxes Sarah didn't recognize. The first contained mundane financial records. Disappointment prickled. Then beneath them, she found faded photographs. Her father, decades younger, standing outside a dilapidated roadside motel, the Starlight Inn, in a town called Briarwood Falls, 200 miles away. A town Sarah had never heard him mention. Tucked behind a photo was a brittle newspaper clipping dated August 17, 1987. The headline screamed, "Local woman vanishes, police seek motel guest." The grainy photo beside it showed a young woman, Lena Hayes. Sarah's blood ran cold. The motel matched the photo. The ghost of Briarwood Falls. Driven by a gnawing horror, Sarah traveled to Briarwood Falls. The Starlight Inn was long gone, replaced by a soulless gas station. The local library's microfiche archives confirmed Lena Hayes' disappearance. She was 22, a waitress, last seen arguing with a well-dressed businessman, registered at the motel under the name C. Daniels. The description, tall, dark hair, piercing blue eyes, matched her father. The case went cold. Lena was never found. Sarah felt sick. Was her father a killer? The respected attorney harboring a monstrous secret? The wrong unit. Returning home, Sarah re-examined the key. Unit 117, but the storage facility receipt she found crumpled in his desk drawer listed Unit 171. Had he switched units? Was Unit 117 a decoy? Heart pounding, she raced back to Maple Creek. Unit 171 was smaller, tucked away in a darker corner. The lock, newer than the others, yielded to the brass key. Inside, only one item, a sturdy, locked metal footlocker. Forcing it open revealed not money or documents, but horrors. Neatly arranged rows of small, sealed plastic bags. Each contained a single mundane item: a cheap plastic hair clip shaped like a daisy, a worn friendship bracelet with faded beads, a novelty keychain from Sonny's Diner, a single pearl earring, and photographs, dozens of them. Young women smiling nervously at the camera, unaware. Lena Hayes was among them. So were others Sarah didn't recognize. Dates scrawled on the back spanned decades. Trophies. The unthinkable twist. Sarah recoiled, bile rising in her throat. Her father wasn't just involved in one disappearance. He was a predator, a serial killer who'd hidden in plain sight for 40 years. The grief shattered, replaced by a profound, nauseating betrayal. The well-dressed businessman pattern repeated across state lines, always under aliases, always near cheap motels. He hadn't just disowned her. He'd tried to sever any connection before his secrets could unravel. The final revelation. As she numbly sifted through the grisly collection, her hand brushed against a small velvet pouch at the bottom. Inside was a delicate silver charm bracelet. Her breath hitched. One charm was unmistakable, a tiny, intricate ballet slipper. Her ballet slipper charm, a gift from her mother on her 8th birthday. She'd lost it during a family trip, a trip where her father had inexplicably left their lakeside cabin for an urgent client meeting one evening. The date etched on the pouch matched that trip, July 1998. She was 8 years old. The implication crashed over her like icy water. He hadn't stopped. Even with a young daughter, a wife, a burgeoning career, the monster hadn't been caged. He'd been hunting. The memory flooded back. Her frantic search for the bracelet, her father returning late, disheveled, claiming car trouble. Had he taken it? A perverse souvenir from his own oblivious child? Or was there a darker possibility? Had he targeted someone else that night and taken her charm too? The thought that she, unknowingly, lived alongside such darkness, that her childhood security was a grotesque facade, unleashed a torrent of primal terror and devastating loss. Buried truth. Sarah sat amidst the evidence of her father's monstrous double life, the silver ballet slipper charm cold in her trembling hand. The pillar was dust. The legacy was rot. The inheritance wasn't wealth, but a horrifying truth that poisoned every cherished memory. Justice for Lena Hayes and the others demanded exposure. But exposing Christopher Dale meant dragging her own life, her mother's memory, and the fragile peace of countless families through unimaginable pain. The brass key felt like lead. The neatly bagged trophies seemed to pulse with silent screams. Outside Unit 171, the world continued, oblivious. Sarah Dale closed the footlocker. The click of the latch echoed in the concrete silence. She slid the tiny ballet slipper charm back into its velvet pouch. Some truths, she realized with a chilling, tearless clarity, were too devastating to bear the light. Some monsters deserved to stay buried with their secrets. For now, the footlocker remained locked in the dark unit. But the truth, heavy and poisonous, now lived inside Sarah, a ghost far more terrifying than any memory of her father. She walked out, leaving the concrete tomb behind, carrying a burden heavier than grief. She had uncovered the dark past. Now she had to decide, bury it deeper or unleash the nightmare. The silence of the storage facility offered no answer, only the echo of her own shattered world. Some truths, once unearthed, refused to be reburied.